Welcome back to Rock Talk America. Hey, we've got some more good stuff coming up for you. Still here with Michael, and we've just got a couple more subjects to cover, and then, I think we're pretty much there, eh?
I think so.
So, look, listen, before I go into the deeper stuff, let me start with something that's always interested me about America. What's some of your favourite foods about America, mate?
Favorite food?
Favourite foods of the US. I mean, there's a lot to choose from. If you, and I understand it has to do with when you feel like it, but if you could trundle off and find whatever you want to eat at the drop of a hat, your choice. The missus is whatever you want, sweetheart. There you go. What would it be?
Barbecue.
Oh,
Good old Texas, St. Louis, Kansas City, barbecue.
Carolina,
There's
Alabama,
nothing-
the whole lot.
Oh, the whole
that
lot.
way. Yeah.
When you slow cook meat, and
mate, there's so many different styles.
yeah.
So there's a rub, there's, you keep it dry, keep it muddy, whatever, that's just a brisket. You haven't started with the ribs yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's my soft spot.
Right, yeah, that's a go-to, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they got the
Wrap
turkey
your
leg,
ribs.
they got the
brisket.
Yeah, they got barbecue chicken,
Yeah.
and and then there's the macaroni and cheese, the beans.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
But
all right.
aside from that, nothing like good Mexican food too.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
Spending time in Texas and coming back from it just recently.
Yeah.
Tex-Mex down there is amazing.
Oh, I bet.
You got a fajita for everything.
Yeah.
You want something on a hot plate coming out that you can wrap up in a tortilla? Bang, it's there in Texas for sure. But hey, listen. Okay, onto other matters. Mate, I've got a big question for you. How do you perceive, or actually, how do you think the rest of the world perceives the United States right now?
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
In this
and it doesn't have to be political. I mean, just a
right.
broad stroke.
in this day and age with the interwebs.
Yep.
And information at your fingertips.
Accessible, that easy.
Very accessible. Growing up, of course, I grew up in the Cold War era, so it was perceived that the commies, the Russians are going to attack at any minute.
They drum that up.
They drum that up. They beat us into our heads. Growing up in school, we had our
there was
nuclear
Korea,
drills,
Cuba. There was Vietnam. There was a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, and so growing up, pretty naive. Didn't know that's what we were taught. That the communists are coming to take over, and especially here in this part of the country, in Utah at least.
All things being equal, if nobody was actually putting up any resistance about that, I reckon they would have rolled them. They would have just gone through and just made the whole lot communism outside of the United States.
Yeah.
Even in the United States. But the thing is, of course, you guys put up the resistance for the free world and all that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot to be said about that.
Oh, that's one thing that I grew up was just sheer patriotism,
Yep.
Proud of this country, proud of what we've become. We're a young country, and our founding fathers, they had this plan, and we're still working on that plan, and it's in my opinion, it's working. We love our freedoms that we have. And, just like take Australia, for example. Before I met Rocky, I had no idea the political environment in Australia was as it is now. I was always thinking of Australia as like an America 2.0,
Everybody was Croc Dundee?
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody was Paul Hogan. We love Crocodile Dundee and the Crocodile Man and
Steve Irwin. Right, okay, yeah. Well, mate, we haven't lost all of that.
Not all of it.
We've still got a bit of that. It's morphed a little bit. It's changed quite a lot. So, and it has taken a more, currently right now anyway, it probably lines up more with your Democrats than it does with your Republicans.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I am a Republican. I'll admit that right now.
I'm not American, so I have to stay neutral. I'm an observer. There you go.
I was kind of born into it. I'm a Utah, so we're pretty conservative bunch over here.
Yeah. But I mean, okay. So look, I've visited the US quite a bit. I've been here for the last 4 months, and I must tell you that the people of the United States are very, very accommodating, at least to Australians anyway. I mean, I don't know how they are to the rest of the world, but they seem quite well with Mexicans, Venezuelans, everything else. They're very...
I would say so. I mean, we are a country of immigrants. I mean...
And you just want people not to break the rules.
Yeah. We're a country of laws. I mean, that's what this country is all about, and that's what gives us our liberties, our freedoms. Is you got to live by the rules, and they're not severe, rules. It's just live by them.
Yeah, it's just legislation.
It's just easy. You break the rules, you get punished.
I have to say that the whole drop the border thing let everybody over. I mean, it's your sovereign. How can you do that?
Yeah,
I didn't understand that.
That was a mistake. I mean, that was a huge mistake. Nobody was for it.
I mean, Denmark wouldn't do it. Sweden wouldn't do it. Cambodia wouldn't do it. I mean, you have a border because it's your country.
I mean, this country was built by immigrants. We're all immigrants, but to just open the border,
that was a bit odd.
And how many criminal,
at least unvetted people.
Yeah, the unvetted criminal population. Is just mind blowing. It's not like we're just rounding up every immigrant that just show me your papers.
Well, I mean, we have to hold the media accountable in a big way from the US out to the rest of the world. Whether it be Fox, that's pro-right, or maybe CNN or some of the other channels that are pro-left. And you can see how the reports get around the world, and they're sort of a little bit slanted, maybe one way or the other. America's got its fair share of problems.
Oh, absolutely.
You have obviously almost bipolar ends, if you wish, with your politics. But put that to one side. You have had a lot of difficulties and challenges with race problems.
Mm-hmm.
You've had the haves and the have-nots. You've now got the homeless. You've had a drug problem in society for a while.
The drug problem is a massive problem.
Yeah. So America's got its fair share of challenges.
It was definitely out.
And you've got over 360 million people in this country.
Yeah, over.
And that's documented. I mean,
over 300 million documented.
Yeah. And then you've got ethnicity problems where you've got the Ukrainians and the Russians, or you've got Yugoslavs, or you've got the Polacks, or whatever you call them. I can't say Polish, sorry. But I mean, but your country's based on that. Italians and the Irish, and but just hear me out. Then you throw a whole bunch of guns in there. These bastards are actually quite well behaved, if you think about it. I'm amazed that there's people still alive.
Right.
You look at those issues, and you put that mix in.
Yeah.
And then there's religion as well, of course. There's another thing there. So, listen, guys, we're going to wrap it up here shortly. But just to reflect on things, I think that America is actually quite an amazing place.
I love it. I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Of course, I haven't been anywhere else, so I'm a little biased when it comes to that.
We'll raise some funds and maybe get him a ticket. Sponsors? No.
and talking about the Cold War era.
Yeah.
I would love to sit down with your average everyday Russian gentleman and get their opinion. Nobody likes war. I don't want to go to war. Nobody wants to go to war. And I never could figure out why Russia was always considered our enemy. I don't see it that way.
They're people with a different system, right?
Yeah, they're just They seem no different than me.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Well, mate, I tell you what, guys, we still have a lot of topic to cover. This covers this particular interview for today. But yeah, look, stay tuned. I think there's a lot more that Mike and I can talk about on the next session, the next interview. Yeah, I mean, we've got UFOs to cover and sport and many things.
There is something about the UFO thing.
There you go. There you go. All right, so guys, for the next episode, it won't be too far away. We've got a few more questions for Mike, and then we'll take it out to the streets. So I hope you've enjoyed the interviews, or the interview rather, and more to come. And this is Rock Talk America, and hopefully we'll gain some mileage and we'll go places.
I hope so. Give it a like.
Give it a like. Thanks, guys. We'll see you there. Cheers.
Cheers.